I think it's go time. So we've got this rogue here with 5-piece death dealer, Kagi's class, mastercrafted shifting cloak with dodge, these vigilance charms. We got a lot of kind of peculiar items on this character, and they all make us have a really high chance to dodge or miss or parry incoming attacks, to the point where this boss should actually not be able to hit us at all with physical attacks. We tried this boss earlier, and we were able to live for a long time, like 20 minutes, and I eventually just gave up because it got incredibly boring. This boss has a lot of health, so I'm coming back with a slightly different build, to hopefully kill it faster than we did before. See, he's also... Oh, no. Okay, I immediately made a mistake. I should kick the frost breath every time it happens. So we took a little bit of damage, but that's okay. We can heal that damage. The Death Dealer set is giving us healing from our Sinister Strikes. Got that kick that time. Okay. Right, so we basically kick the frost breaths and slowly whittle down the boss. Eventually, this moss hoof courser next to us will be killed. Actually, I could single target it and just kill it quickly. The Mana Storm, we don't really have to move out of it, but it's good to. It's not like it deals a lot of damage to us. Definitely not going to kick it. Just spin. Problem with kicking the Mana Storm is that then you sometimes don't have kick available for Frost Breath, which you actually care about. There we go. Right, so the talents are like combat build. Pretty much the important ones are lightning reflexes, deflection, and riposte. That's kind of it. The rest of it can kind of be however you want. I guess the improved Sinister Strike is important too. And then we got points in Affliction or Assassination with improved Expose Armor. We could do a Restorative Potion to try to get rid of this chill effect. There's not much for me to do with my potions. But as you can see, like, the boss just doesn't hit me. And the reason we're doing Azuregos is because Azuregos drops like a lot of gold and a lot of bind on equip items or potentially rare patterns. Sometimes it's trash, sometimes it's not. But the hope is that, like, if we can actually kill it somewhat quickly, then maybe this becomes a good gold farm. And it's kind of fun to solo bosses that are meant for big groups, you know? So, despite it being, like, slow, like, it's gonna take us a while. It's, I don't know, kind of neat. What enchant on shoulder? Hang on. Yeah, I'll cover it. Mana Storm, don't need to kick that. Let's go Blade Flurry, Blood Fury, move out of the Mana Storm, Slice and Dice. We've got Efficient Striking, so that's the Veiled Shadows 3-piece set. That's what we're rocking on the shoulders in the middle of a Mana Storm. Go out of that. Right, yeah, Mastercrafted Shifting Cloak, Death Dealers, Stalker's Wristbands with I need to kick that spell. I didn't kick it. We're probably not going to die. There we go. Everything's fine. Okay, kick that one. Definitely got that one. We have Agility chance on the Clobber Club and Implacable Blackguard. The Implacable Blackguard gives us more avoidance stats, more dodge chance, more whatever, than the Clobber Club does. But we make up for the loss of stats. Instead of running 2 Implacable Blackguards, we run the Clobber Club, because it lets us just do way, way more damage. So we kill the boss faster. We make up for it with better, you know, more avoidance in other gear slots. Your gear does not have to be perfect to be avoidance capped, and frankly, this character's avoidance capped to, like, you know, not be able to be hit unless I get stunned. But this boss really seems like you don't need to be, like, fully avoidance capped. If it had, like, a 5 or 10% chance to hit me, I think I would be fine. it really just doesn't hit me very hard, but this is my first kill of it. A lot of the other ones I've soloed, I've killed a couple times with like different characters and different gear sets, so I have a little more experience with them. But this is going to be my first Azuregos kill. I attempted it earlier, and like 20 minutes into the kill, the boss was at 60% health, and I just gave up and walked away because I got bored. Which gold does Azuregos drop? I'm not sure exactly how much. We will find out together. Is it worth doing every reset? Yeah, we will see. We should get like a sack of gems also, and those arcane crystals that can be in the gem sacks are pretty valuable these days. So that could be good. Frost Breath, kick that. Selling the drops? Yeah, we could. I don't know if me selling drops would run afoul of the GDKP ban. Because technically the wording on the GDKP ban is that you're not allowed to have raids where loot is distributed in exchange for gold. Which seems like, you know, that might be on the borderline of, like, getting me in trouble if I tried to do that. So, the best way I've figured to extract any value out of, you know, aside from the drops from the bosses themselves, the best way I figured out to extract any value from this is just be like, okay, I'll go, like, solo Bloodlord Mandacure for you in Zul'Gurub and get you a Primal Akari idol. You host a Blackwing Lair for me with Prestor's Talisman reserved, or whatever loot item I want. So, like, they do the work of, like, organizing a raid that I want to do, in exchange for me getting them a Primal Akari idol or something like that. Is it a raid, though, if you're only 2 people? I mean, it's technically a raid boss. I did have to, you know, join a raid to zone into this. Man, this character... I'm actually dropping my Occult Poison stacks, which is kind of surprising to me, how frequently that's happening. Alright, Blade Flurry, Blood Fury, kick the Frost Breath. Mana Storm is out. Spin it around. Big teleport, just back up. Kick the Frost Breath. Let's look at our damage breakdown. We're 7 minutes into the fight now. We're at 1.8 thousand DPS. That's significantly better than my previous attempt. We were at about 1.5 thousand DPS, so I guess it's not that much better. We're still probably looking at a 30-ish minute kill. This boss has 4.6 million health for some reason. Literally more health than Patchwork on difficulty 0. Yay. He's mana storming again. Just spin him around a little bit more. I'm thinking that, like, there's no way this guy drops enough gold for it to be a smart idea for me to kill him. Like, on all my characters every reset. Like, I'm guessing this is not going to be a good gold per hour type of thing. I guess, I mean, the way it becomes good is, like, if you get lucky with, like, a rare pattern, that's very valuable. But I would guess that with average drops, my guess is there's not enough gold here to make it worth. But we will see. I don't actually know how much raw gold this guy drops. Oops, I got stunned. I was not paying attention. Good, big eviscerate. Almost recovered all that health from failing to kick the Frost Breath. All of our Sinister Strikes heal us for 15% of the damage dealt. That's what the Death Dealer tanking set 4-piece does, which on most of these solos is like the primary source of my healing. Blade Flurry, Blood Fury, refresh Slice and Dice, move out of Mana Storm. We're gonna be in for the long haul. You guys got any interesting stories or questions for me? This is gonna be a while. Oh, I kicked the wrong ability. Is it possible to solo Thunderen? I don't know. I have not tried. What I do know about Thunderen is he puts a stacking debuff on the tank that reduces your healing received. And it can stack up to reducing it by 100%. So you would need to have some nature resistance so you could reliably prevent that from stacking up on you. Like, have the stacks just fall off. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe that's a debuff that's applied whenever the boss hits you with a melee attack. If it's applied through the boss's attacks, then you wouldn't have to worry about it at all because it's never going to hit you in the first place. I don't know, I just haven't tried that boss yet. What rune on the head slot? We've got Combat Potency to feed us a little extra energy so we can spam a little bit more, abilities. Okay, so our damage breakdown is 35% Sinister Strike at this point. 19% melee, 12% unfair advantage. Got a lot of eviscerates. I think if I monitor the rotation better, we could produce more eviscerate damage. Repost is going out. Instant poison, occult poison. That's all going out nicely. Manstorm, don't need to kick that. Kick that one, though. Poison's just dropped. I wonder if he has some, like... Does his Spell Reflect prevent me from applying poisons or something? That would explain why poisons are dropping, much more often than I'm used to from doing other solos. Like, I'm continuously attacking this boss, usually with Slice and Dice up, and, like, my occult poison's just falling off. Which is very strange. He had magic immune shield from time to time. Okay. And that's what's making the occult poison fall off. That makes sense. Maybe I should change the music. The music is a little bit drab. Skip ahead. I'm trying to multitask, change the music, but also not get frost breath. So I need to look at this monitor a little bit, look at the other monitor a little bit. Oh, yep, there we go. I was looking at the other monitor at exactly the wrong time. We're okay, though. He just can't deal damage to me even when I'm stunned. It's crazy. This boss just does so little damage to the tank. Will your weapons break before boss dies? We're at 91 durability there. And he's at 70 health. Like, no shot this breaks before the boss dies. No way. Oh yeah, the attack speed reduction thing. I've been chugging restorative potions to try to eke out, like, a little bit more damage from dispelling that, debuff he puts on me. But I only have one restorative potion left. I wonder if the play here is to run in Venom just to jack up my damage so much. Like, if I was envenoming, I'd be doing so much more damage. Maybe Envenom won't work during the Mana Shield? I don't know. But, like, if I can drop 10% avoidance and just heal through whatever damage he does to me, because he doesn't do very much, I could make up for a lot of damage. I could do way more if I can afford to, like, drop a little bit of avoidance out of the gear set, which I probably can. And we'll probably experiment with that in future attempts of this boss, if those ever happen. Frost Breath, kick it. Man, I should probably use Adrenaline Rush, but at the same time, like, it's actually hard for me to spend all of this energy. Even pressing abilities pretty much all the time. So, like, I got the energy low, then I just, like, did some finishing moves, and my energy was full again. Full again. I'm gonna look for the next time he puts, ice on me. The stupid ice debuff. I wonder if he has an Enrage. I don't know of this boss to have any Enrage. We've been screwed by boss Enrages before when trying to solo stuff. But, yeah, I don't know. We're 15 minutes into the fight. There's another Mana Storm coming out. He hasn't done his, ice debuff on me in a little while. So, I guess that's nice. Maintaining full attack speed. Mana Storm. Spin. Eviscerate. There's the ice debuff. Here's Restorative Potion. That's our last one. We won't be able to pull that trick again of ever removing that debuff. Ever again. Boss at 62% and we're 16 minutes in. We're definitely doing more DPS than last time. Love to see that. Backpedal as soon as he teleports. Don't need to really spin at all. Unlike the other world bosses in Classic Era, Lord Kha'Zix, Azuregos, doesn't have a quick enrage timer. I mean, that says he doesn't have a quick enrage timer, but we're not doing it. Nothing about this is quick. You know, like, we'll see what the fight time is when we drop him to 50%, which is coming up soon-ish. It's got 4.6 million health. I hope he drops something insane, like some super rare recipe that makes it all worth it and super hype at the end. You almost had Patchwork. Yeah, I mean, if Patchwork didn't have a second Enrage where he did Slime Bolt Volley, which I couldn't dodge, we would have killed Patchwork. My calculations for soloing Patchwork are that we would need to maintain Avoidance Cap and be able to do about 9,200 DPS to kill him before his 8-minute second special Enrage. The 7-minute regular Enrage does not bother us at all. It actually ups our DPS because he attacks more often, so it would trigger unfair advantage more often from Patchwork. But yeah, the first regular Enrage, not an issue. Simon, do you PvP? Pretty much never. No, not at all. I find most examples of PvP in my experience at the Season of Discovery server are like people ganging up on each other or people generally like attacking people who aren't trying to fight back or with some kind of massive advantage or unexpected or killing AFK people. Like, not a lot of it really seems to be like balanced encounters that are interesting. Most of it just seems to be other people trying to waste other people's time. And it doesn't really feel very appealing to me to become invested in. It's like, you know, in Silithus, how, like, there's a pretty long run between Cenarian Hold and Temple of Ahn'Qiraj. And people used to camp right outside of Cenarian Hold when they wanted to just kill people that, you know, weren't trying to fight back. The PvPers have evolved, and they have now, they now, in my experience, are way more often in the middle of the zone, halfway between Temple of Ahn'Qiraj and Cenarian Hold. On the road, still just killing people who are trying to get to the raid and usually aren't fighting back. But I believe the reason they moved the location is because that location produces the longest graveyard runs back to their corpse. So they're just trying to, like, cause grief to people. All right, we're coming up on 50% soon, and we're about 21. We're going to be like 21 minutes into the fight when that happens. Probably. I hope. Please. This reminds me of Jindo in Zul'Gurub. It's a little bit better than Jindo. Jindo was having my problem with Jindo was that the boss's health would keep resetting to maximum. The boss couldn't kill me, but I also couldn't kill the boss. Because it was like, whenever the brainwash totem would go out, it was like, I don't know, roughly an 80% chance that the mind control just gets immediately removed and nothing bad happens and I continue fighting the boss. But then there was like, I don't know, roughly 20% chance, it seemed, that whenever the mind control went out, I'd get mind controlled, it would almost immediately get removed, but then the boss's health would reset to full. And there was just no shot I could, you know, high roll that enough times in a row to kill the boss. It had way too much health, my DPS was too low. There's no shot I was gonna kill it. So I tried to leave. I tried to kite Jindo just out of Jindo's, like, area to see if it would, like, leash and reset. That didn't happen. I tried to stand on an evade spot where the boss can't even hit me and evades, and it just never reset. I tried to vanish while being in a evade spot, and it was like, man, you can never leave. This boss never stops attacking you, never drops combat. And that's kind of what I feel like right now with Azuregos. You can never leave. You can never leave. It takes too long. 22 minutes in, boss is at 2.2 million health, 48%. We just got frozen because I made a mistake and didn't kick that freezing breath. Let's try to lock in here and not make another mistake until we've at least recovered our health pool. There's a frost breath, kick it. Alright, our health is all back now. Wonderful. Let's refresh this expose armor, and then let's go Blade Flurry, Blood Fury. Kick the Frost Breath, Slice and Dice. Go for a Blade Dance. Very nice. How much is the Blade Dance giving me? 888 attack power from Blade Dance. So that means I have 222 defense, because it's defense times 4. Is how much attack power you get. Frost Breath, kick. Good. Making progress, 45%. This is 100% mitigation. It's 100% avoidance. Chance to avoid an incoming attack. Which is, in technical, in like tank terms, different. Different than mitigating. Mitigating is like armor reduces the damage you take from each hit, or a block reduces damage you take from a hit. You still take the hit, but you just reduce the damage that it does. avoiding is avoiding the attack entirely. The attack doesn't land on you at all. It's dodge and parry and chance to be missed. When you gain a point of defense, you gain reduced chance to be critically struck. That's not relevant in this situation. You gain 0.04% chance to dodge, 0.04% chance to parry, and it increases the enemy's chance to miss you by 0.04% also. So each point of defense is in total 0.12% avoidance. So 0.12% avoidance means just a little over 8 defense equates to 1 avoidance. 1 total percentage reduced chance to be, you know, hit in any way. Whoopsies, kicked the wrong ability. Hopefully he doesn't Frost Breath in the next 7 seconds. Well, we're frozen again. Crits me for 1400, crits me for 1400. Not really relevant. Okay, we're over here. We're restoring our health. He can still miss me while I'm stunned, but I cannot dodge or parry his attacks while I am stunned. So that's why I get hit when I'm stunned and never, ever any other time. Oh, at some point my Songflower is going to run out in about 5 minutes. I think maybe I should just refresh it now so I don't forget about it later. Because I'm thinking about it right now. I think that's a good thing to do. Hit that. Hit the Songflower. My Rend buff has 9 minutes on it. We'll leave that one for now. We need a fresh Ironsides elixir. Mana Storm, whatever, dude. Actually, I think I'm like 0.13% chance to be hit. I don't remember if I made this gear set actually fully capped without Grilled Squid. Because like, the Grilled Squid faded a long time ago. That was a 10-minute food buff that we ate before starting the fight, and we're 26 minutes in. How long have you been at this? 26 minutes. It's going to be about a 40-minute kill in total at the rate that we're going. The boss is not really going to kill us unless we make a, like, series of blunders. We need to, like, get hit by 2 Frost Breaths in a row while there's a Mana Storm on top of us. Difference between miss and dodge? Functionally, almost nothing. They both just mean the attack fails and doesn't hit you and doesn't do any damage. I guess the main difference is, like, the boss can still miss you while you are crowd controlled, while you're like stunned or feared or knocked down, but you cannot dodge an attack while you are crowd controlled. Oops, kicked the wrong ability. Hopefully he doesn't Frost Breath me anytime soon. Like in the next 4 seconds. Please no Frost Breath. Nice. Move out of this Mana Storm. Alright, we're making good progress. 35.4%. We're gonna get there, guys. Try to save that saber, poison stack, I mean, with a poison knife. Trying to really, I mean, like, we have to, like, play good for a long time. Because that's really the only difficult thing, is, like, this is a slog. This is a really long fight. And, like, if we play sloppy, it'll be much, much longer, because we'll be, like, dropping buffs and debuffs and stuff, and doing way less DPS, or, like, getting hit by Frost Breath, like, way too often, Gonna lower our damage output also. Comes a mana storm. Don't need to worry about interrupting that. Expose armor refreshed. Ooh, lost the occult poison stack. Kick that. Eviscerate. What if I come in and gank you or tank the boss away? Unfortunately, this aspiring griefer in Twitch chat does not know that Azuregos in Season of Discovery is an instanced boss, which means you cannot come in here and disrupt me. This is not like Azuregos on the Classic Era servers, where it is a open world boss. People still call them world bosses, because, like, that's just what they've been called forever. But the Season of Discovery versions of them do actually exist within an instance. And I think, I mean, there's a lot of people who think it negatively of this change, but I think that was a very good change in Season of Discovery. Because it took the content from being something that, like, 0.2 or maybe like 0.5% of the player base got to experience to something that everyone gets to experience. And I'm all for this game being, like, more accessible, you know, lower barrier to entry, and, like, having content that's for everyone rather than content that's for, like, super elite players. Like, when world bosses were literally out in the world, you just had basically these cartels of guilds that would monitor the spawns constantly, had a bunch of people ready to go, log in at literally any hour of the day, 24-hour scouting, and they would summon up a raid team within 15 minutes of the boss spawning, kill it, and, you know, no one else would even know that the boss even spawned. And I know because I participated in such a group in 2019 Classic. I know how that operates. I've been on the inside of a group like that. And it's highly exclusive. Like, so many people can't do that. And it's like, if you can't exert that level of effort to get these bosses, someone else will, and then you won't be able to participate in them. Right? Because it's first come, first serve with the world bosses, right? You get there first, you just get it, and no one else gets it. Had to pay gold to get a world boss kill? Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds not surprising. And at that time, there were nice PvP fights around the bosses. Nah, not in my experience, no. PvP fights around the bosses were very rare. Because, like I said, like, the most organized cartel of guilds just got there and killed it before anyone else got there, or knew it was even spawned. Like, you'd occasionally have, like, one person or a couple people from a rival cartel show up, but, and then, like, you might have a bit of a scuffle over the boss, but the vast majority of the time, one team just got there 3 minutes before the other, and killed the boss and left. So I think having the world bosses in an instance is a very good decision from Season of Discovery that makes it so many more people can actually experience this content. And I think that's a good thing with content in WoW. It should be stuff that's experienced by at least most of the player base. First 2 months on my server in 2019, I had a lot of fights till Horde gave up because they got farmed by Alliance. That sounds awesome. Do you think you could solo Kudamu during Blood Moon? Oh my god. Does he only do physical attacks? We could maybe solo Kudamu. Oh no, but it's a PvP server. We would likely get griefed. Big pog damage. Okay, I think this is the trouble with Kudamu. I think the trouble with Kudamu is he's only spawned for 60 minutes. Right? And then the blood moon goes away. So if I can't kill him in 60 minutes, it's GG. So I don't know, wait, the blood moon's only 30 minutes? I thought the blood moon lasted an hour. Okay, well then that's a even tighter check. We'd have to find out how much health Kadamu has and compare it to the damage we can do to bosses like this. Like this boss, our DPS is way lower because of this stupid ass chilled thing, and that won't happen on Kadamu. Okay, hang on. We had a subscription from Shielder Mac with a Prime. Thank you very much, Shielder Mac. I appreciate your support. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for that. He has 7.5 million. He has 3.16 million. Those are two very different numbers. I don't know which one is real. Log damage. Kick. Got it. There we go. HKLX coming in with a Prime also. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Hope we're going to get some good loot off of this Azuregos right here. Oh, he frost breathed and I think I resisted it. I feel like I don't know, but maybe you guys are baiting me with the Prime subscriptions to try to get me to not pay attention and potentially die after being engaged with this boss for 36 minutes. You think is that too far-fetched? Is that just me talking crazy? Is that a possibility of what's going on here? Yo, Stranger Than Myth redeemed a change hat request. Okay, let me move out of this Mana Storm first. There we go. I'm pretty well practiced at that one. Swear that was not my intention. Okay, I believe you. I believe you, HK. Thank you for the Prime. I appreciate your support. Kick the Frost Breath. Luckily, he doesn't Frost Breath more often than once every 10 seconds. I've never had him, like, Frost Breath and my kick cooldown was gone, unless I, like, accidentally kicked a Mana Storm earlier. Then he'd sometimes do that. But it seems like the cooldown on Frost Breath is, like, over 10 seconds, so that's never been a problem. Move away, put up a fresh expose. Ooh, we just dropped Blade Dance and Occult Poison, and we're about to drop Slice and Dice. The Occult Poison, there's not so much we can do about it. We can press Poison Knife to try to refresh it if it looks like it's gonna fall. But, like, that's just been happening, like, a lot. The Occult Poison dropping. So far, no Enrage. Ooh, kicked the wrong ability. Please don't Frost Breath me. Got it. Is this for fun? Is there something you actually need? Well, we're gonna see, like, how much gold he drops, if this is potentially a, like, good gold making thing to do. But given how long it takes, I think it would be just pretty miserable to farm this guy, you know, on 3 characters twice a week and expend, like, a full set of world buffs each time. I mean, maybe the world buffs aren't necessary, but, like, holy crap, I don't want to take any longer. This is already, you know, going to be over a 40-minute kill. I don't really want to not burn the world buffs and then just kill him slower, even if it's possible. Yeah, he could drop +4 stats to chest. He could drop, like, transmute, like Undeath to Water. Although, Undeath to Water probably isn't that valuable anymore. Price of Essence of Undeath has been going up, like, a lot. Whoa, did he just sequence 2 Frost Breaths? I was just saying how he, like, never did that before. Where he did 2 Frost Breaths, like, almost, you know, within 10 seconds of each other. Is that what happened? I think that's what happened. Oh well, whatever. We heal up the damage and we keep going. There's a Frost Breath. Drops a Druid Staff that looks like a corn dog. Isn't that from Kha'Zix, the Amber Seal Keeper? Or is that from this boss? Nightmare Dragons as that one? Ah. Would selling items off of him count as GDKP? I do not know, and I'm not gonna push the limits on that one, so I'm not gonna try to sell items off of this guy, or any of the, like, raid solos that I've been doing. It feels like it's just not worth it to me to push the limit of that, but what I would do is, like, be like, okay, I can solo Bloodlord Mandacure in ZG for you, get you a Primal Akari idol that you need, and then, like, trade that for some other favor, like, you host a Blackwing Lair with Prestor's Talisman of Connivery reserved for me. And then, you know, trade favor for favor type of thing. Frost Breath. We did lose our War Chief's Blessing buff. Decided not to refresh that one. We have, okay, got it. We have all the other world buffs. Yeah, just decided not to refresh that one. I don't know how long ago we lost it. How many rogues do you have? I have 3 rogues at max level in Season of Discovery. Alright, well, we just got frozen again. Play dance up. He didn't even really hit me for much damage. Alright, 6%. This is the home stretch. We're almost there. Read up that expose armor. Go for a slice and dice next. Little occult poison. We can go Blade Flurry, then Blood Fury. Combo those together, get a bit of extra damage out here. Mana Storm, don't need to kick that. Okay. Almost there, almost there. Mana Storm, don't need to kick. Rotate. Frost Breath, kicked. Read your guide about assassination in Wowhead for 3.35 patch. Yeah, that's Wrath of the Lich King. Some people chose 4 tier 10 and some people just 2. Any thoughts on that? I love assassination. I don't really remember any of that. That's a while ago. I'm currently occupied doing something completely unrelated to your question. And I don't want to screw this up 44 minutes into the fight. So I'm going to continue focusing on Azuregos and not worry about slightly different item builds for an Assassination Rogue and Wrath of the Lich King. Set Trippa asks, in Wrath, can I use Pyrite Infuser with Wrathstone for extra energy procs in Assassination spec? Yeah, probably. That sounds like that's about right. Just kicked the wrong ability again, but didn't get punished. 60,000 health left. Mana Storm, 50,000 health left. We're at 44 minutes and 30 seconds. If he enrages at 45 minutes, we're gonna fail. He's sub 1% now, 40%. 40k, 30k. Oh my god, wait, we might kill him in under 45. Even if we will skip the 45-minute enrage, that for sure exists and is a real thing. Just under the 45-minute enrage. We defeated Azuregos solo. Let's go. Only 45 minutes. Exactly. 45-minute enrage would be almost as Keck W as this kill. Yeah, that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. Okay, well, 165 gold, enchant shield frost resistance, 3 undermine reels, earthborn kilt, gray sack of gems, typhoon, which vendors for almost 14 gold, leggings of arcane supremacy, that's 4 gold, chimeric boots is worthless. Oh, mature blue dragon sinew, does this actually sell for anything? Probably not. That sucks. Shield with shadow spell damage. Yeah, that's probably the worst random enchant any shield in the game can possibly roll. Bloodstrike Dagger of the Tiger. Battle Caller Gauntlets. Inventory is full. Of course it is. We'll delete 1 Greater Stone Shield potion. Well, skinnable, but I don't have skinning. What's in the bag? Let's see. Azrothian Diamond, Citrine, and Aquamarine. So, this is literally a vendor. These are all vendor items. 1 gold in the bag. So, what was that? It was like 165 raw, plus 4 gold pants, plus 14 gold sword, plus 1 gold bag, plus like this was 3 gold and the dagger was 3 gold, so that's 6 gold, plus probably the rest of the stuff is 2 gold. 192 gold for 45 minutes, and we had to spend a full rack of world buffs, and we had to spend a honey badger, a Coalesced Regret, an Ironside, and a Old Gods. Maybe we didn't have to spend those, but yeah, so we're not gonna do that again. We're not gonna do that again. That was not good. Not the worst gold farm. Yeah, so we're plus 38 gold. Yeah, but only if you value your time at 0. I feel like we could have done better things with our time than this. It's not about the gold, it's about the glory. That's true. The glory of being a dragon slayer, okay? Could have boosted noobs for 40 gold a level. Yeah, you level up, like, you could do invasion boosting for, like, 40 gold a level and get levels every 4 minutes. This is the content that I subbed for, so you gotta do it again? Wait, you're saying I have to log into my other character who has totally capable gear to be able to do this, send a full extra rack of world buffs, and spend the next 45 minutes again in Storm Cliff? I'm not gonna do that. That's simply not going to happen. Let's Hearthstone and see what this blue sinew sells for. Gotta try to beat your clear time? I don't think I have to do that. The sack of gems was all worthless gems. Azrothian Diamond, Citrine, and Aquamarine. It could have been an Arcane Crystal, and could have been not completely terrible. 200 gold sinew? Is this actually gonna sell at 200 gold? Wait. Back in the day when people did Azuregos all the time, this was worth like 15 silver. Now it's 200 gold? Wait, is this actually worth it? If this sells for 200 and we got 165 raw from the boss, that means we got 365 gold in 45 minutes. Okay, hold on. Plus 200. Let's subtract the cost of the world bus plus consumables. We'll call that about 100 gold. So 292. And then we did it in 45 minutes, which means we need to multiply by 4, divide by 3 to get the per hour gold rate. $389 gold per hour soloing Azuregos, assuming that you can actually sell the mature blue dragon sinew. Can I sell gray sack? You cannot auction a lootable item. Damn. About to see if I could get some gold for that. Wait, this is 52 gold? Okay, I'll try to sell that also. Wait, is it even better now? Okay, well, like, if that thing actually sells, then this isn't the worst ever.